Yo guys, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle, and today we are training 41 minutes because we are up to 2,488 subscribers, which equates to 41.46 minutes. So very close to that 42 minute. But for today, we might end up actually going a bit over because I am hoping to play a classical game today. So I'm going to set the challenge for 30 minutes each. So we'll let that go on in the background, and while we're waiting, we'll do some woodpecker method. So we moved on to the intermediate level exercises now. Let me make sure I'm not blocking the board, which I am, of course. And yeah, when I play the game, I'll of course turn off chat. And yeah, I'll try and give it my best. So okay, we'll have a quick warm up. And yeah, how is everyone doing? Also, I think we're up to day 90. Oh, okay, we have a game. Daniel Wang from China. Okay, let's go. Okay, seems like a legit player. Let's give it our best. So you know what? We're gonna play some Sicilian. So I had a long discussion with a friend, basically wondering whether I should keep my Sicilian preparation hidden, or should I just play it on my main account and not care? And the conclusion was that it's more important, if I'm going to be playing it in the summer, it's more important I get the experience in. So I think I've had enough experience playing the Gurgenitsa Modern with all my blitz and rapid antics. Oh my god, knight a3. Yeah, this is this is why I hate playing the Sicilian, but it kind of needs to be done. Knight a3 here. That's not a move I know. Okay, so we're already out of book. That's just great. What could be the problem with this? I mean, my first instinct is just to play e5 and just say, well, you silly Billy, you haven't played either of these moves. I will just take the center now. But I guess e5, maybe the point is knight b5. And there's a bit of a weakness here, but it's not like the end of the world. I mean, basically the problem with e5 is that the center can open up really fast. I'm a little bit concerned if it's a bit too ambitious. Like, it's probably the best way for an advantage, but it might also just be lost or something. And because I don't know the position, it feels somewhat risky. a6 could be a move, but bishop... Then it kind of justifies this knight a3. Don't really want to do that. I mean, knight c6 would be that kind of universal move. I mean, I guess I could play e5, and if they play knight here, I can always play queen c6. Like, I don't particularly want to go on this line, but it looks alright. I really don't know. Or maybe even bishop f5 seems to make some sense. Just develop this side of the board. I think bishop f5 makes most sense, actually, and this is making use of some of my old Alapin preparation, but I feel like it makes sense here. Bishop f5, then if bishop c4, queen c6 would lose. So maybe then queen d7. So then if queen b3, we're covering b7 and can play e6. I think bishop f5 makes a lot of sense. Let's play it. I think bishop f5. I used to play this line where when they go with d4, after knight c6, knight f3, I used to play this bishop f5. And against these lines with knight a3, bishop f5 was like often a pretty good line. So I think this makes sense. It's no longer what I'm playing against the Alapin, but yeah. Oh, let me move my camera back to the other side as well. Yeah, so I won't be able to check chat this game, guys, so you're welcome to discuss the moves between yourselves. I won't be looking. I'll tune in after the game. Yeah, this was my logic why I went for bishop f5 here. I feel like a move like e5 is far too ambitious when you're out of book. Like, it feels almost risky. But this is why they also say, like, you know, make sure you're getting better at chess, not just getting better at openings. Because you want to be able to solve positions that you've never seen before. So I'm kind of more inclined to put my queen on d7, actually, as opposed to on c6. Because then I can always block knight c6 if there's any trouble of bishop b5. Queen d7, you know, doesn't get in anyone's way. The only issue might be if there's a quick knight e5, but I feel like on queen d7, any knight f3 can be met with knight c6. And I feel like I'm dealing with the pressure of knight e5 very well. So I think queen d7 looks right. If queen d7 and they go d4, if we take, they might try and play with the initiative with bishop f4. At the very least, I can play knight a6. It's not ideal, but I reckon it would be fine. I think queen d7 makes the most sense. But I think d4 takes and bishop f4 is going to be critical. Like, if white can get away with it, then that's probably good. But I also feel like he can't. I can't quite put my finger on why. I mean, in like, principally speaking, I feel like I should be better here if I've played. If there's not like some specific refutation, like this knight on b5 is way too early. Yeah, so he goes for this plan instead. I'm definitely going to play knight c6 here. This is like a no-brainer. I mean, I've got to cover this e5 square. I can't allow this knight coming in. And then d4 comes. So I'm a little bit afraid of this e6 push. I can also play e6. That seems like an alright move. I don't lose any time that way. Although I can take, and if he plays bishop f4, I've always got rook c8 now. So that's different. So the question is taking actually good for me or not? Or do I want to play e6 and let him take us? I feel like I probably would. It's tough to say. Because also he can take with a knight, right? And it's taking with a knight quite annoying. Feels a bit annoying, to be honest. I don't think I want to allow that. I think e6 makes more sense. I can also castle queenside, right? That would then prevent any captures. Castling queenside, super ambitious. Bishop f4, maybe I can go e5? e5, then he goes knight takes though. Knight takes, bishop takes. Maybe I don't quite have enough. It feels so close to be winning as well though. Tough decision to make. Do I go for it? I mean, e6 is the more normal move. Castling queenside. It's either winning or it's bad. It's a tough one to make. e5. Take. Nah, I feel like I can't justify. I feel like bishop f4 is too strong of a move. I think we settled on e6, right? I think e6 looked right. So if e6 they take on c5, I take on d1, but then I can always castle queenside. So I think, yeah, let's just go with e6. I think this makes most sense. I think we've definitely got a slight advantage here. And this is where, like, you know, my study of, like, the Caro-Kann, the Gurgenitsa, 1c3, like, it's all playing a part because now I've got the bishop f5 and I'm feeling very confident about the structure. So I think playing multiple openings is useful. Now, rook c8 felt fine for me. I don't think I'm missing anything here. Rook c8, if knight e5, I can take. If they take back, I need to be careful of this guy. Probably just a6 there. Yeah, let's play rook c8. I'll be really surprised if this isn't a good move. This is always like kind of the way you want to meet this knight and bishop. Be really surprised if this doesn't work for some reason. And we are low on time. If you were tuning in for my, I don't know, a few days ago I played like a classical game and I had a winning position at the end, but I ended up going for a pipette because I didn't see I missed the win, and basically I only had 1:30 on the clock or something, and I'm playing with no increment. So we need better time management during the game. And to be honest, I'm a bit low on the clock. This is the risk of playing an opening you don't have as much understanding of. That's an annoying move. I mean, a6 looks very appropriate. Just cut out all this bishop b5 nonsense, and I am taking the knight. I feel like this is just better for me. Queen a4 seems like a terrible move. Yeah, let's play a6. This is great. I'm literally telling that knight to go home. Yeah, I'm taking over. Okay. So let's actually take over then. So probably take on d4 is the most principled move here. Just activate my pieces. b5, but then he takes on a6. I don't really want to go into that. I feel like taking on d4 should be strong. I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, maybe I should just prioritize developing first. Maybe I should, right? Because if I move the bishop... Knight f6 or not. I mean, the thing is they can castle queenside as well. So maybe I want to take this, and if they castle, then maybe I can push. Maybe that seems alright. It's like, I'm playing actively before completing my development, so knight f6 is definitely something, but then I have to reckon with castles queenside. And is that annoying? Is my queen a little awkward here? So maybe I want to remove the awkwardness. Let's take. I think in moments like this, you don't want to spend too long debating between two somewhat reasonable moves, and yeah, I don't know. I think like it's more important that we just play a move. This was definitely my gut feeling though. My gut feeling was to capture and activate this bishop. But yeah, very happy with my position. It almost feels like I'm playing like a Caro-Kann, which is really odd. Now I'm seeing one benefit of having the knight on f6 is I could meet knight c4 with knight d5. So this is why you want to develop. But this is a horrendous move. Like, I do not believe this is a good move. Bishop b4 with tempo looks great, and then knight f6, and I think knight c4 was really critical here to try this. But okay, we're not going to complain. Bishop b4 should be good. Why wouldn't it ever be good? Very happy to trade off that dark squared bishop, I think, in such a position. Unless we want to start with knight f6 first. But nah, let's get the check in. Why not? It has to be a good move. I really think he missed an opportunity there, knight c4, which is why maybe knight f6 was the more principled move, so that I can play knight d5. I feel like a developing move of tempo has to be correct. And we'll see how he wants to block. And then I get to play knight f6. I actually missed when I took on d4, I missed that he could play this knight c4. Which I don't know if it's any good, but let me make a note. So move 11. Knight c4. Wow, king d1? Cannot be serious. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, my dude. Okay, knight f6 has to be good. I mean, maybe he's got knight e5 I can take, and he takes. And how does that go? I can always drop back to c6. I lose the dark squared bishop. I've got to develop my pieces. Like, There can't be a better move than knight f6, unless knight e7 for some reason is better. Could be. It could well be. But knight f6 also puts some pressure on f2, which kind of exploits this, right? So I feel like knight f6 seems very principled. Like, why would this not be the move? I'm not afraid of that line I just calculated. Let's go for this. Let's go for this. I think this is really, really nice. I mean, this is the thing, right? When you play like more objective openings like the Sicilian, like more ambitious openings, not objective necessarily, but more ambitious openings like the Sicilian, you have more chance to take over with the black pieces if your opponent plays poorly. But at the same time, if your opponent plays well, then you're kind of left with a more shaky position, which is where I prefer, like, you know, my strategical Garganitsa. Okay, so this makes sense, but at the same time, he's moving the same piece twice. Like, this feels poor from him. I feel like we should have something already, but at the same time, castling would be nice. Knight d5 is also nice. Wait, this isn't even a pin. Isn't this just like working out or something? I guess he'd have to play like bishop h4. Man, I literally thought this was a pin on my queen. Like I thought that's why he moved the bishop here. Oh, I mean, knight e4 feels good. Everything feels good. So what to play? What to play? Where makes more sense? The problem with knight g4 is one day they can play h3. I'm not sure. I think that's his idea. He wants to go back this way. If knight e4, bishop h4, do I have a game winner? That's where I'm looking. Do I have a game winner? Maybe I can already win a pawn, kinda, right? Like, if they take with the queen, I can take here. Don't know if I want to give up the bishop pass so casually like that. Ah, no, let's start with this move. Let's start with this move. If bishop h4, then I can take this. They can't take here because of knight c3. So then, after here, they would need to take with the queen, in which then we can take. So, yeah, definitely my feelings were right. And okay, we need to be careful not to get checkmated, though. We do have some weaknesses on the dark squares. So, on one hand, maybe I should actually castle. And okay, he's gone back here. So why did he play bishop g5? I have no idea. So this would force the queen takes, but now I don't have a follow-up. I can already think about playing e5 here if I'm being really ambitious. Otherwise, I just castle my king. I get the hell out. Which seems very reasonable, to be honest. I think castling makes most sense. We're a bit lower on the clock as well, so I think... yeah. On knight e5, we can take defending our queen, right? So I don't think we're in trouble of like hanging a queen. Of course, knight e5 can be met with queen takes b4, but again, we then get the move. And they have the worry. The guy's playing very fast. That's probably his tactic. This feels like... this feels so bad for him. Maybe rook d8. Very simple, logical move. Add more pressure in the center. Maybe he's threatening to sack. Is my bishop a bit vulnerable here? Do I need to actually reroute this bishop? I could go back to e7. This looks like a reasonable square. We've kind of done the damage already. So what? If we go back to e7, they could play knight c4. Oh, God. I want to punish this guy, but how? Oh. Maybe bishop d6 is like a better diagonal? As weird as it seems to try and control this. I actually really like bishop d6. And that stays maximally flexible. Let's play bishop d6. It looks a bit awkward blocking the queen, but I really like how I keep tabs on this. And any knight c4, I can always play bishop c7. Looks a bit awkward, but I like the flexibility of this bishop. I don't know why. It somehow feels like a useful move. But it's crazy that his king's on d1. Like, I don't know. Maybe I had something more precise here. But I was just maybe seeing some ghosts, feeling a bit worried. I have to be careful of like some tactics like this, right? To try and pick up my knight. But it doesn't work right now. But yeah, I didn't want to get hit by any stuff like this. Okay, that's way too slow, I'm sorry. Rook d8, and we're doing great. Rook d8 has to be a more useful move. What is his plan? Is he playing g4? I just go back bishop g6? Who cares? If he wants my bishop pair that badly, he can have it. Yeah. His king's on d1. Like, there's no way he's gonna have time to just win my bishop pair. Like, I absolutely have to be winning. If he plays like g4 and then plays like for knight h4 or something, I have to be winning that. King e1. Does he think that he can castle after king e1? Like, what is this? What is this? I can still play this. What is he doing? What is he doing? Is the point that they can sack somehow or something? No, like what? I don't get this. I don't understand at all. I don't understand at all. I feel like giving the check is useful. I don't know. Do we have a better square to put it on than d6? Maybe not. Maybe that's the point. We do need like some sort of finishing blow though. I would love to play b5 for some reason. I don't even know what exactly it does, but it feels like it would be useful. But how to make it work? To be fair, b5 takes on a6, knight b4. Is this something? Or is this just losing a bunch of pawns? They could take... They are... It feels so risky. Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad. Come on. What is the right move here? e5 maybe? Ah, e5 looks really strong. e5 takes with knight, takes. Takes. e5 should be a good move. It may also be letting him off the hook. But it feels like the right move. It feels like a decent move. e5 knight c4? Can always take on d4. Oh, I think it makes sense. Wait, if e5, what if they push d5? Then what? Then we got bishop b4 check. Let's do it. I feel like like his king's in the center, like this has to be the right move. Like maybe there's like one defense. Maybe there's a single defense. I don't believe it. So I think keeping bishop b4 in reserve once the position opens up even more. I think like if he manages to play the best move here, like respect to him, because this is difficult. But okay, I'm down to 13 minutes as well. I need to speed up. We're still on the grind. I wanna get to 2500 classical. I know it's like near impossible, but I want to do it. tricky game. Okay. Does he think he can castle or what? Like, I'm so confused. So bishop b4, I guess he's got king f1 this time. I also have crazy moves like this. Maybe aren't so crazy. I take on d4. Is that good? Takes with a knight. I take his knight. He takes my rook. I take his rook. He takes back with like the bishop, say. No, he'd have to take back with the queen. Oh, I hate how difficult this is to calculate. It feels like it's so winning. It feels like it's so winning. It might be dead lost. It feels like it's so right. What? If I take here, maybe he takes here though. Maybe that's a problem. But then I can take with check when he takes... Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I don't know. Or what? Maybe I can throw this in? Or maybe I give the check first and then throw this in. Maybe check first, king f1, take on a3. I can't calculate with 12 minutes. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's too difficult. Takes. Okay. Takes. My bishop is hanging in a lot of these lines as well. I've got to be so careful here. Oh, God. Oh, man. What is the move? What is the move? Oh. Is there a way I can play like an improving move? Or just take on a3? Like, surely that has to be good. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Is knight f2 good? No, they can probably take on f5. Knight g3 is such a cop-out. Let's throw this in, actually. I think this makes a lot of sense. We give a check, we open up the center, and I think white has some pitfalls here. I think they have to be really careful. I think bishop b4 is actually a really good move. But I kind of hate the fact that, you know, to win this game... Ah, and he fell for it. I think knight g3 is really strong. Because if pawn takes, then I take here, and I get bishop pair at the very least. At the very least. So the question is, do I have even better, like, knight check here? I don't think that's an improvement. I think this has to be good. I'm not missing anything, am I? I think this is good. So he has to take, otherwise I just win a free piece. If he takes, I take with check, and that's very important, so they don't have any rook c6 winning my bishop. But yeah, what I was saying was that I don't like how I am forced to basically rely on my calculation to convert this position. Like, this is not ideal. But okay, we definitely have a static advantage now. And what next? So again, our bishop's a little bit vulnerable. We can keep the initiative by creating this attack. We can also just save our bishop. Maybe that's not so crazy. We can also take. That's very ambitious. It's so tempting to play the move b5 with the idea that if they take, maybe I can take here or something. Like, it looks wrong, but it looks right. Kind of looks really good, to be fair. It looks really good. b5, am I missing anything here? If they take, and I take, I feel like the pressure is so much more in our favor. Am I missing something? He does escape here. I don't have a follow-up there. No, I need something calmer. I need something calmer in this position. Maybe just a calm bishop d6. If d5... The calm bishop d6. If d5, knight b8 at the very least is fine. We're playing it. I know I'm probably missing a win here. I know I'm probably missing a win here, guys, but... I mean, this was basically a problem, right? Because then I recapture and he takes gets 2 pieces, which he didn't want to allow. But importantly, I've managed to get something for my initiative, which is this bishop pair. So he's gone and taken it. I wonder if knight e5 should be working out for me. With no issues. Knight e5. Takes my queen is fine. Takes my rook is also fine. Knight e5 should just be fine. Knight e5 should be fine. So play it, play it, play it. Wait. Knight e5, if knight takes, then I take their queen. So, okay, that means they either have to take on c8, which is fine. And take this. Should be fine. For some reason I have some, like, doubts, but there really is nothing to worry about. Ultimately, he has a rook out of play. Like, I should be able to win with the initiative here. Like, all my pieces are active. Oh, the question is 7 minutes enough? So, we can throw in this check as well. This might be a good check to throw in. That's definitely a good check to throw in. So we're going to do it. Definitely a good check to throw in. And now... probably even take with the rook is better than with the knight. Although we can even throw in another check if we're really feeling ballsy. But that might even help. Do we want to throw this in as well? I mean, I don't even know if his pawn structure is better. It's probably worse for him, right? With his king so exposed. Take. Bishop c5. King g2 or something. Rook e1. Oh, that looks so over. It looks so over for him. Check. King here, rook here. What does he even do? I think we should throw that in. Am I missing something better? No, we want to weaken this king further. Did I miscalculate that? Maybe I gave myself an extra move. So okay, I could throw this check in as well. But I like the fact that my bishop is hitting here, so probably just take the queen. I think I did give myself an extra move in that calculation. Let's take it. We should not forget that we've got back rank issues as well. So, okay, the question is, do we have a killer move here? I think I gave myself an extra move somehow in that calculation, which is terrible. Rook e7. Like, somehow my bishop's already on c5 in the line I calculated, so I don't know if I messed something up. If rook here, oh, for God's sake, and he goes here, I give the check. Oh, man. He goes to the corner. What do I even play there? Do I even risk losing? Oh, God. Maybe bishop b4 just controls a lot of nice squares. Oh my god, I'm so bad. I was literally looking at this thing. I can play bishop f1 and win the rook. He just takes. Come on, Michael. So is this actually a problem? Holy crap. And we need to speed up. We need to speed up. What, do I just take on a3 and then hope? Bollocks. Can't believe he's gotten away with this. I need to speed up. Here, check. I don't know. I've frozen. I've frozen. I don't know what to do. His knight is out of play, which is a very good thing. But I need a plan. It's a really bad plan, but I'm just gonna play this. It's really pathetic, but my idea is if he plays this, at least I can play rook d8. And then I'm not blundering anything. And then I'll just try and grind this position. I've only got 3 minutes, so I need to play faster. It's such a shame, though. Such a shame. But you see how, like, these... Oh my god, okay. Let's be careful. Maybe f6 even. Yeah, f6 makes sense. Then play it. You can't spend 30 seconds here, Michael. You can't spend 30 seconds here. It's a 3-minute game. It's a 3-minute game. Come on, what are you doing? It's actually a blitz game now. It's a blitz game now where I have a 16-minute deficit with no increment. This is unbelievable. What am I doing? Okay, some quick moves. We still have this knight completely locked. We can transition into the opposite color bishop endgame whenever we want. Oh, come on, move. Move. G5? This makes sense. Okay, our pawns are on light squares here. I know I'm putting the pawns on the wrong color square here, but somehow that feels like a useful move. Let's do that. I'm really choking this. I'm actually really choking this. Also, g5 is just strategically so bad. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. I don't even know what this move really does. Let's keep my king on a light square. Let's try and get this rook onto a light square. We're playing against a dark squared bishop. Let's stop any of these active moves. I know he's just improved for nothing, and I did absolutely nothing there. Let's play this as well. We really got to look out for his tricks, though. I'm somehow satisfied with my setup. I just realized I'm quite passive. Where does his knight want to go? I'm not too sure. I think I just need to focus on not blundering. With a minute 46, I've just got to keep up the intensity here. Do I have a way to... I feel like he doesn't have too many improving moves. I've got some ideas. Maybe I should also improve my queen side. I don't know. King side. I don't know how. Even though my pawns are on dark squares, it does restrict his bishop a bit. I don't really know what that does, to be honest. Let's just shuffle a bit and try and see what to do. Somehow I need a good plan here. I need to activate my pieces. My rook is not doing enough. So how can I activate it? Let's start with this. Maybe he doesn't play rook d2. If he plays rook d2, then I need to move somewhere else. Just trying to tease a mistake and hope we don't make the mistake. I've got a plan. Let's see if he repeats. He may not even want a repetition. Also, in terms of pieces, I think... Aha, interesting. I think we're happy to see that trade. He can play rook f2. I go king g6. I don't think he's got anything there. Don't think he's got anything there. His king's a little bit more exposed, which I like, but it's double-edged. Kind of makes it anyone's game. Did I miss a chance to play bishop c5 earlier? Rook d7, rook d2, bishop c5? Maybe. Let's play this one. I want my bishop on a sticky square. I want to keep pawns on both sides. I've also only got a minute, so I do need to be quick. And we are using his time to think, so this is good. Let's go for this. Don't know if it works, but it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. This is a clutch position. Spent way too long in this game. The hell is this? $50, not gonna be enough. I've left it too late. Completely timed this wrong. Let's go for this anyway. Might not be enough, but it's worth a try. Easy plan with 50 seconds. Let's see what decision he makes. Okay, we got the rook trapped. All of our pieces on light squares. Let's see if we can clutch this. Get this on a light square as well. So his bishop is trapped. Perfect. We've got a weakness. Just need to enter with our rook. Or with our king. We're on a dark square, make note of that. Do not play rook g1. See if he chokes. All on light squares again. We have a tactic. Let's keep that rook imprisoned. And our king is more active, 35 seconds. We need to move our rook so we don't Watch out for tactics. Watch out for tactics. I think we can go for this pawn. "23 seconds. I'm so lucky, by the way. 13 seconds. Oh my god. 3 seconds on the clock. Jesus Christ, my heart is beating so fast. Holy crap. He will clutch it, let's go. Oh my god, I didn't see that I had the skewer. I was so lucky. So lucky I had that skewer. Otherwise I probably wasn't finishing it in time. Oh my god. But this is actually such a typical Michael game, like playing Sicilian. Like, I outplay the opponent, I can't realize the advantage, I then get low on time because I've spent most of the game trying to calculate and failing, and then I have to clutch it in the last seconds. I swear to God, this happens so often. Oh. But yeah, thank you Daniel and Path for the comments. Oh, Jesus Christ. Didn't he have bishop f4 in the previous move, the idea of the fork? Okay, guys, I'd love to hear your ideas, but I need to know what moves. Yeah, next time if you suggest ideas, let me know the move, because then it'll be easier to analyze. Oh my days. Oh god. Let's go from the start. I mean, knight a3 is definitely not a move. Surely it's not a move. Oh, it's a move? And white's even, like, plus 0.1? Are you kidding me? Like, such a incorrect move. Bishop f5. I really like it. I think if I get this again, I'm going to play it. Wow. And queen d7, I'm already worse. Screw the Sicilian, man. Screw it. Unbelievable. Queen e6 is only move? Are you serious? Oh, and he missed d4 here? Ah, didn't I discuss this idea of bishop f4, right? If I take bishop f4, right. I said this in the stream. I said if he can get away with this, then I might be busted. But I just didn't know. So wow. Bishop f5 is already bad. Like, I hate Sicilian preparation. I hate playing this. I hate playing this opening. But it's so good as well. It's just tough. So what, knight c6? And okay, if knight b5, just queen d8 and somehow we're just better here. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna need to I'm gonna need to look at this. Let's actually add this to a study. I don't know. Let's make a new study. I also have to go, guys, relatively soon. I've got a chess lesson coming up, but let's create a new study. Let's create a new study. Lichess classical. Yeah, let's go. So like we probably need to save some of this analysis. So I'll just put look into. Because yeah, we need a better line. But okay, so we missed this like immediate move, even though we didn't. We kind of saw it. And while e6 is wrong as well, you see, I'm so bad with these kind of positions. It's so tough. Check my comment. 12 b5. Okay, I'll make a note. Instead of rook d8, didn't you have bishop f4? Okay, we'll get there. So yeah, this is already really bad. I thought I was doing fine, and apparently not at all. Take on c5 and you have an extra controller over the d6 square. I didn't see this. I didn't even see this. So queen a4, a6, and I thought now I had to be better. Yeah. Okay, wow, and he even had dc5 here. That just shows how unstable my setup is, given that he can even do this, sack a whole piece and just be better. It's unbelievable. Sicilian. But yeah, around here it was definitely going well. Very well. Yeah, and wasn't it around here? Did Lucas say b5 and then knight d5? Maybe this move. b5 and then knight d5. Is that your idea here? I guess so. Queen a6 and knight d4. I don't know what you meant by 12 b5. If this, are you talking about the previous move then, or what? b5 here. Nah, it must be the other position where b5. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, knight e4 looked really good as well. Yeah, maybe this b5. And yeah, knight takes d4. Actually, yeah, why didn't I see this? Actually looks this looks really clear. This looks really crystal clear that this is winning. So annoying. Did he have bishop f4 in the previous idea with the fork? Instead of rook d8, bishop f4. I don't know what move you're talking about, Path. Instead of rook d8, bishop f4. When did he play? He played rook takes d8, right? Like later in the game. I don't even remember when. It was like that. I seem to remember there was like all that tactic, right? So here, instead of bishop f4, no, instead of rook takes d8. But why was that rook takes d8? Puff, I have no idea what you mean. Instead of rook d8. Oh, instead of me playing rook d8, didn't you have bishop f4? Me playing. Okay, let me have a look. I have no idea. Instead of rook d8 here, bishop f4. Surely it's not this position. That's a free piece. Did I play rook d8 later? No. And you meant knight d4 instead of knight d5. Okay. My brain is fried though. Aha, knight d4. So that was the idea. Okay, very nice, Lucas. Very nice. Yeah, this looks completely winning to me. I mean, okay, you still need to check it, but this looks really nice. I mean, maybe he can try and simplify like this, but ultimately his king is still in the center. Oh, it comes with check. I was thinking he can take and trade, but no, that doesn't work at all. You played rook d8 on what move? On what move path? Because I played rook d8 here, and you're suggesting I play bishop f4 instead. But bishop f4 makes no sense to me. Like, why can't he just take the piece? To go for the fork. I see. Interesting, but at the same time, Maybe this is fine. Maybe this is fine. Maybe he can ignore it then. Maybe he can just play king e1 similar to the game. Let's have a look. Yeah, so this is possible. Engine just doesn't like it as much. But okay, seems to be working. I mean, ultimately it seems quite difficult to win this knight, right? Like it's not so easy. Like the bishop, the king will have to move. So if it's difficult to win the knight, then maybe, yeah, it's a good idea to win the exchange. But the only question is if white can then get active with its minor pieces. Probably not. Probably not. I mean, maybe this is a concern. Like, what if they play knight c4 here? Okay, b5, yeah. Fair enough. Makes sense. Yeah, so probably path actually decent. Actually decent. Like, I think this would be, you know, you get a tangible advantage, right? So this is important. Oh god, I can't believe I saved that game. I had so little time. So little time. But it really tests your conversion skill, right? When you have no increment. Yeah, and this was where I felt like I had a winner. Didn't even consider this move. There's no one yet seeing it. I was just really afraid of these ideas. Rook c6. And yeah, engine just says that I'm still winning here. Okay, I need to be precise and find c5. To be fair, if I saw c5, I could definitely get behind this, but not easy to see and also quite unnecessary, right? So I think bishop d8 as an idea wasn't so bad. Yeah, and then e5 was still good. Bishop e4 would have been more precise, but okay. And go back to this knight c5 idea, which I missed, so fair enough. Get this position. Yeah, and I had this continuation, which wasn't as strong as I thought it would be. Aha, and taking on d4 was just good. I mean, I wanted to make this work. I don't know why I chickened out of it in the end. There was something I saw which I didn't like, and I don't know what it was. Was it the complications of knight d4? Because yeah, I can't take here. Take here, I lose. Or yeah, I'm close to being lost. Yeah, this rook c8. I think I was looking at this stuff and I was really not fancying it. But okay, we can play some nice in-between moves and somehow we're better. I don't know, it feels wrong to activate their pieces like that. So yeah, we got this instead where we got this big trade. And I still thought I was better here because I thought that I would... Yeah. But I've only got a slight edge. Yeah, it's a real shame. It's a real shame. And this is where I froze. I literally spent like half my time. Like similar to how Gukesh in the candidate spent half his time against Fallujah when he had like 5 minutes left himself with 2.5 and then had to scramble to the move 40 and didn't make it. But like... Yeah, my idea was I wanted to make sure that I could meet this with like a nice consolidating move where I'm not like busted or something. Yeah, this was very stressful. I don't know if G5 is playable, okay. I mean, I think it makes sense. Like, you don't want the pawns on dark squares, but it does limit their play. And given our situation on the clock, limiting their play makes a lot of sense. I blundered a pipette? I mean, a free fold? I think if he played rook e2, this is actually a free fold. Wow, from this position. Oh my god, it was an accidental free fold here. Oh, I don't even know how I would have felt about that. I definitely didn't see the free fold, but that's crazy. That was a free fold repetition. And then, yeah, this got a bit hectic, but the most important thing, you could hear me speak, right? I was saying like, gotta keep my pieces on the light squares, and just avoid any bullshit. And especially with a low time. And then this idea, I wasn't sure if it was winning, but I felt like it's a really good try because I don't have to worry about as many tactics with the opposite color bishops and I can really grind this. And that's exactly what I tried to do. So I put my pawns on light squares. I think he should just trade here, get rid of one of the pawns. But I got my rook in. I got my pieces in. And yeah, I managed to win this pawn. And then I had no time to basically second guess whether this was working. I just had to believe in it. And then I thought he had to just get his rook out, which he did. Yeah, and here I thought rook c1 was a really poor move because it means he doesn't have access to this square. So what if he played like a move like, I don't know, maybe rook b1 to play rook b2. Ah, I can play this immediately, right? Yeah. Or can I? G2 king f3? Oh, and I've got a very precise bishop check. Yeah, it's not easy at all. Oh, but this is also winning for me? Oh, because I've got these checks. It's so nasty. It's so nasty. Actually, that's a really interesting thing, that if I have the pawns on the light squares, they're more prone to these skewers. But yeah, I guess on rook b1 as well, I can also play king h3. That's also fine. Or maybe just h4 here, and then just play king h3 like this. I think this also works out quite nice. Stop me? And again, I've always got these tactics. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. These tactics are working in my favor. Crazy game. Crazy game. Yeah, and then this was like so lucky. This was so lucky that... I mean, if he can play this, and I don't have this bishop e6, this could easily be a draw. Yeah, I probably need this bishop e6, otherwise it's a draw. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then yeah, he went for the flag, and my conversion here was panicky, right? I definitely didn't do this cleanly. Like, I gave this check, and then I should just calmly, like, you know, cut off the king. And instead I gave this check, thinking that like he would be like forced out this way, and then I can just calmly put my queen here. But then he got his queen out, and I had to very shakily manage. But okay, I managed it in the end. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, b5, and it's easy to convert, right? Time to study chess for LTR Sicilian for sidelines. Yo, Shay, what's up? What is that course, Lucas? Who is the guy presenting it? And have you looked into it? Like, does it look good? But yeah, there's so much BS. And knight a3 is a thing. I mean, bishop f5 feels so right. Knight b5 is so annoying. So what, if I play queen e6? Queen e2? And then queen d7 is apparently all good. Maybe I can memorize this sequence. And then if d4, now I can play knight a6. I don't understand this. So what, if I play queen d7 now, and they play d4 and I play a6? Oh, they've got queen a4. Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is inaccurate. So then this... okay, so now that there's no queen a4 check, black is better. So actually this is a really misplace the queen before the thematic 5. Queen d7. So what I'd really recommend, guys, is you should try and play as much as you can within your intuition. So I think bishop f5 makes a lot of logical sense against this plan, because you want to put your knight in c6 and defend with rook c8. But yeah, looks like we need to be more precise. And queen e6 if bishop e2. Oh, we have to be even precise with queen c8. We can't just play queen d7, I guess, because of his queen a4 problem still. Oh, queen c8 is such an ugly move. I hate this. I hate this crap. I hate this crap. I actually have like prep in the mainline Alekhine, but not in this. What are you playing against the Open Sicilian? That is a good question. I am playing a very, very sneaky repertoire, which is this Dirty Harry Sicilian. So I play with knight c6, and rather than play with e5 or e6 or even d6 here, right, a classical, there's this really interesting move h5, which isn't refuted, and I think it's really testing. And you can really take over very quickly. There's lots of ways that white can go wrong. But yeah, I need to do more work in it. Gary Dragon Sicilian course suits you. He recommends d5 against Alpin. Knight a3 is a popular line this early. Yeah, it's been so long since I've been playing like Open Sicilian. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's clearly playable. It's clearly playable. And if knight c6, what is going on? Oh, but knight c6 then is just good. But if knight b5, just queen d8. So what are people playing after knight c6? Maybe knight c6 is just the way to go. What is the point of h5? It's basically a waiting move to see what the opponent will play. and you can really exploit it. Like h5 is actually a useful move in a lot of lines where you can plant a knight on g4. So it's a useful move. But of course, yeah, it's a bit dodgy, right? Because you're not developing a piece. But I mean, okay, like, yeah, I think it's tricky. So knight f3 is the main computer move here. And then you can get into some mainline stuff with bishop g4. Not sure how I feel about that. Bishop f5 again looks interesting. But yeah, this bishop c4 super annoying. Man. I don't want to have to memorize like precise theory just to be like equal. But I guess this is what it takes to be a strong player. I don't know. But yeah, it's crazy how badly my opponent misplayed it. And I mean, okay, I misplayed it as well, but I feel like if this is your opening, like from the opponent should just smack me. Like, he should have seen this position many times in his games. I know it's never come up in Leech's database, but like, I reckon like an Alapin player could really develop some mean prep here with like this knight b5 idea. I think few people will know what they're doing. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, I could be here all day trying to analyze this. Welcome, Anand. Just had a crazy classical game. Let's. I think we're at an all-time high on our classical. Let's have a quick look. Then I'm gonna have a break. Have you tried A4? This trend, this Magnus trend, cancerous. I hate it. I'm not ever going to try it. I mean, I understand it's like, you give up you sack an exchange and then you have a bit of extra development and you try and just like, mug off your opponent by beating them in exchange down, but like, nah, what's the point? Okay, we're almost at 2300. Let's also see when are we going to join the rankings. So when our K factor lowers enough, then we will be able to join. And we are basically... Okay, rating deviation of 96. So as soon as we get down to 75, then okay, we join the ranks. Whew, crazy game, guys. Well, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for tuning in. We'll probably continue with Woodpecker tomorrow unless I'm feeling particularly inspired. I have a couple chess lessons to teach and then chess club. So this is going to be fun. And see you guys. Wait, what is this? Your opponent spends less than 10 minutes in a classical game. It's Brandon Jacobson. I mean, firstly, there's no way, but I guess you're just comparing him to Brandon Jacobson, which I don't know. I don't know how he plays, but fair enough. But yeah, gonna call it a day. See you guys around. Adios.